Anyway, beautiful human beings, ladies and gentlemen, everything in between. We are here, a relaxed stream. We're not playing ridiculously high stakes. We're not playing for hundreds of thousands of dollars. We are here specifically to look at other streamers play and to see how good they are. Because I am obviously the fountain of truth. I can tell you what's up and what's down, what's left and what's right, what's punty and what's goddamn genius. That's what I plan to do today. Let's learn how to play poker. We're going to watch Lex, a very proficient player, very good poker player in his own right, play a $2,100 thrill. Back in my day, the Thursday thrill was the only thrill, but I don't know if there are other thrills these days. Alright, and I'll get this chat up here. And this chat there. Boom, boom, boom. What ELO am I up to? I'm up to about 2,030 on Blitz. 2,030. I think I played a couple of games this morning that I lost pretty stupidly. So I think maybe like 2,025.
That is... I would all...
Right, so that's an intro, I assume.
I have to do it. I love the brutality of tournament grinds. To stream it. Really nothing.
1.1k and Blitz so hard.
Streaming a tournament series. Like, playing is already fucked up.
So hard for some people. Because some people are just talented. You know what I'm saying, Paco? Paco, I sent a picture of you to my spiritual guide. Alright, so first thing I'm looking at, Lex checking back the old ace-9 here. Guys, 1 in the chat if you'd check, 2 in the chat if you'd bet. And if you'd bet, how much you betting? Get your answers out in the chat. Christian W says, why are you ignoring Jungle's question? It kind of seems like you, the preacher, all the mind Buddhist bullshit, and you don't even know why you like it. Christian W, that is an angry projection of your own egotistical desires to inflict negativity on other people because you don't feel good enough about yourself. Motherfucker. So I'm c-betting here. I like checking behind some 9x. I think Jack 9, 9, 8, 9, 6, these kind of 9x, they do really, really well as a check. Maybe even Queen 9, especially Queen 9 with the Queen of Spades. Because the reason for that is there aren't many bad turns for those kind of hands. You know, even the bad turns, which are like Queen, King, Ace, aren't even that bad, especially when you check back turns and Ace. If you have 9, 8, you're like, whatever, I get to see a river now. The good thing about Ace 9 is you also get more value from other 9x. And I'd very happily just bet fold this. People don't tend to bluff too much when facing a reasonably sized c-bet here. So I'd probably c-bet somewhere around 60%. Now we see one of the problems with checking is that there are a lot of dicey turn cards. You know, if we have Jack 9 here, we can very comfortably call a turn bet that's any reasonable size. Ace 9, we already have to start considering folding. Against that size, we ain't going nowhere. All right, we've been BSTI'd, and shout out if you know what BSTI means. What are you doing? What are you doing? And why, boys? Get your answers out in the chat. Get your answers out in the chat. Shout out to Bet Small to Induce. Been paying attention. So we have to think, okay, what is our opponent doing here? Is he betting small to induce our raise? Or is he betting small to fold to a raise? Now, in my humble opinion, unless this guy is a very particular type of player, this almost always results in somebody calling when you raise. And the only way that you can get around that is making a raise so ludicrously big that they regret instantly what they've done. So here are my 2 options. I think raising to a normal size, any normal size, probably just going to get snapped a decent percentage of the time. Probably by like the Queen of Spades or whatever. Sometimes he's got 7 of Spades and he's representing the old, he's got the old straight flush, he's going for the bet and the 3-bet, but he bet relatively quickly unless this was edited, so that's probably not the case. Same for Queen Jack of Spades, also relevant. And Sometimes he's got the ace of spades, but I'd say a lot of the time he's just got a fucking like queen of spades, jack of spades, something along those lines. And if you want to try and make him fold, you gotta go fucking... Honestly, I might just go fucking like 50k here. I know it sounds stupid. Here's the thing. If the timing tell is what I think it was, which is quickly betting the river, then I might go something like 5x pot. Okay, it was edited, I think, so okay, I take that back. I take that back. If it was snap bet, I wouldn't mind just going 50k and trying to get him off the ace of spades. If it was edited, I'd probably just fold this. Definitely not a terrible play theoretically, just exploit wise. I feel like this is gonna get called a lot. But we'll see.
7 of spades makes nizzles.
3 of spades. Jesus Christ. Jesus. The BSTI is so powerful, man. The BSTI is too fucking powerful.
Interesting, but nice hand, well done, you know.
Alright, defending 6-7 of spades. Lex taking that like a champ, by the way. Getting owned by somebody, and it's not like he's getting owned theoretically there, because Lex's hand plays perfectly fine. But just in that spot where if you just fucking get bet called on the river, but the fucking 3 of spades and he's good, it's very, very hard not to take that personally. He took that very well. Alright, check calling 7-6 of spades. Anyone ever raising this? Ever raising it? Get a 1 to call, 2 to raise out in the chat. Yeah, good. No raising it. Generally, the things you want to consider when considering raising a flush draw. Firstly, how much fold equity do you have? And you have a decent amount of fold equity. It's not like you have fucking none. How much potential fold equity on the turn can you have if they call? Again, it's decent enough. You can get them to float a lot of king 10s, king queens, fucking jack x even on the flop, and then get them to fold the turn. So it's definitely not terrible. And then also if you raise, are you gonna lose more if you get flush under flushed? And that flush under flushed. And it's hard to say. You probably will, but maybe if the turn comes to spade, you might get stacks in anyway. But probably will end up losing more. Another thing to consider is that you can just have dead with the jack x of spades. Almost dead with the king x of spades. So very, very relevant things. So I prefer check calling here. Interesting lead. I didn't even pause because I didn't think that there was going to be a lead here. What Lex is saying, he's saying, yo, I've got the 4-5 offs. I've got 16 combinations of 4-5 off, assuming that he doesn't check raise any on the flop, which is a fair assumption. Maybe not, maybe. And then he's saying, yo, I'm going to lead a bunch of my hands that want to see want to kind of block maybe some jack x, maybe some ace x, and maybe some 4-5, maybe some 3-4 that want some protection, and maybe some spades that want to see a fucking cheap river. I kind of love it. I think I love it. Charlie, привет, как дела? Хорошо, очень хорошо. Yeah, today I'm feeling really, really good. I had a rough couple of hours before, but I just took a bath. Okay. So my first thought here is, can we get away with 3 betting? And I think the answer for me would be, if I'm Lex, I can get away with it and probably 3 bet and shove river. He can easily just be raising as wide as fucking like ace fucking 8 here. And we're definitely going to get that to fold by the river. Would he have gone bigger with ace jack? Also a question. Would he have gone bigger with pocket jacks? Definitely a question.
Out with the old, in with the new.
So he just folded it. Fair enough. Alright. We've got bottom 2 pair against what looks to be a good player, given that it's the same color as these guys. He chooses the pot sizing on this board. We have bottom 2 pair. What are we going to do? Привет, мой друг. Get your answers out in the chat. 1 to call, 2 to raise. If you're going to raise, how much you're going to raise. We got 20k, we got a Rizzle, we got a raising. Lead was an option. Interesting. Lead is a very interesting option, actually. Huh. I kind of love leading. It's definitely not very GTO. In fact, it's not GTO. Let's just call a spade a spade. Before we get to I kind of love leading. I actually didn't consider it in this situation, but hear me out. And hear out the person that Kodsigyo on YouTube that just said this. If we lead, we can go small enough that we still get floated by a bunch of ace highs that might check back. We can get raised by some bluffs, like king queen, king jack, those kind of hands, especially if they have a club. And we could 3-bet against those very comfortably. We get raised by a bunch of value hands, 10x, jacks, queens, kings, aces. And also, we get calls from something like pocket 8s, pocket 9s, maybe some, fucking jack 10 of spades that might decide to check back the flop as well. Interesting stuff. What do you guys think about going fuck GTO and leading like a quarter pot here to 3-bet versus a raise? I think I love it. I think I fucking love it. You're a genius, Kutsigyo. Fucking genius. What does GTO say? GTO says don't fucking lead.
I'm praying for a blank.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, guys, you wanna raise this. This is a raise kind of situation. As Doyle Brunson once said, never slow play bottom 2. I think it was him. Yeah. So who can tell me why? I don't know what the solver is going to say. I'm pretty sure solver would say to raise this as well. But who can tell me why I believe this should be a raise? Yeah. Adzu, the solver says lead in a bunch of spots, just not in these kind of spots where we have a significant range disadvantage. I don't know if it would lead at all in this spot. Sometimes they throw in a few fucking percent. Not blocking top pair, very relevant. Raise for value and protection. Bottom 2 can only get worse, really. Even more relevant. So that's what we're going to do. Guys, we're going to say, what is my opponent's range? Is the first question. It's always the first question. When you're learning poker, you have to ask yourself, what is my opponent's range and what am I going to do about it? How am I going to exploit that? So the first thing we're going to do is say, what is his range? When he pots it on the flop, he's got some king queens. He's got some king jacks. He might have some 8-9 suited. He might have some ace jack with the ace of clubs. He might have some ace 10. He might even have some king 10. He might have jacks, queens, kings, aces. He might even have a set. He might have some flush draws. It's kind of his range. Yeah, it's pretty wide, but pretty strong. Don't think about the unblocking. It doesn't really matter. All of this blocking, unblocking stuff is pretty fucking irrelevant. Unless you're playing against a literal computer, it's pretty fucking irrelevant. So, when we're thinking about what are we going to do about all those hands, well, what does raising do? First of all, it makes him fold his bluffs that are no equity bluffs, like King Jack. That's a loss for us. You know, that's not a good thing. We would rather King Jack stay in there. We have it drawing pretty fucking thin. We get to charge money against overpairs and potentially stack them, and we get to charge money against 10x and potentially stack them, and we get to charge a lot of money against flush draws and get it in whilst we have the equity advantage, and also not giving them a free river if they decide to check back the turn. So you always have to be taking into account every single part of their range and how your hand plays against it. Intuitively, to me, calling here seems really bad. The only other thing we need to think is, would we ever bluff by raising here? And the answer to me is yes. We definitely want some combo draw bluffs in there. Maybe we want to even throw in some 7x of clubs. Probably not, but definitely something like 6-8 of clubs, maybe like 9-8 of clubs, Jack-9 of clubs, something along those lines. 3-4 of clubs, hands like this. Maybe we want to throw in some gut shots. Something like Jack-9 of spades would be probably pretty good. Where he's like, I don't really want to call a pot size bet. That's quite a lot, but I might be able to get away with raising and fucking, barreling off on future streets. So I could definitely see that we can have some bluffs here. All in all, I think raising is by far the better play. I think calling is a significant mistake. And interesting here, after seeing the ace 3 deuce board, Lex now knows that he can lead a decent amount on this for turn. 5-4, if we have that, 5-4 of spades on the flop might decide to call, but 6-8 offsuit, that's 16 combinations that would always play like this. And also hands like 7-6 have just picked up extra equity, so we get to probably have some leads here. The question is, do we want to do it or do we not? Guys, get your answer out in the chat. 1 to check, 2 to bet, and if you're going to bet, how much are you going to bet? Yeah, thanks, Mugsy. Yeah, it was it was just a lot of adults doing adult stuff over the past day. A lot of people projecting their trauma onto me, and I'm usually completely fine with it, but for some reason today it just kind of got to me. So I had a bath and I felt a lot better. All right, we've got 11K, 75%. Portugal Alex. I know 2 Alexes in Portugal. Which Alex? Anna. Oh, dude, what's up? Cool. Yeah. I don't know you as Portugal Alex. I just know you as my friend Alex. Yeah. Alright. So the thing is, if you lead here, you're probably meant to lead pretty small. This is what happens when these kind of nut completing things come in. For various reasons that I won't go into. It's a little fucking Silverland. The question is, do you want to lead big? Like, theoretically, no, definitely not. But exploitatively with 5-7, I can definitely see an argument for it. I can also definitely see an argument for leading small and then 3-bet shoving if he raises.
I'm gonna 3-bet shove this.
And Lex agrees. Can you hear Lex very well, by the way?
Well, that's pretty small. He's still incentivized to raise. Still, let's have had like 7-8 and
Bit muffled.
Or some other hands that have equity.
How's this?
There you go.
Yeah. So the good thing about leading small is that, as Lex said, and as I said before, you are going to get a lot of raises. If he has something like Ace-10, Pocket Jacks, it's quite nice that he's going to keep protecting. And now we have a very, very easy shove. 50K with 28K in the middle. Super happy to just take it down now, even against Pocket
Jacks.
Jacks.
Balance with like small
and if he calls, so be it.
Ace-high flush draws are very incentivized to flat.
Now, if you're Drew, you just have to ask yourself, is Lex going to find all the available bluffs here? My guess would be definitely not. Like 100% not. I might be completely wrong on that. I might not be giving him enough credit. But personally, I don't think 90-something% of players find enough bluffs in this situation to balance. What are you naturally going to use as a bluff here? It's like there are just a lot of hands that would like to do other things other than this. When we take such an interesting line, where we, check call pot, lead tiny on turn, 3-bet shove, like the game tree gets so narrow, and to have all of the bluffs in the right compartments is just fucking impossible. And I think this is one of those situations people are not going to be bluffing enough. So if I'm here, I'm folding fucking everything. There isn't like a
cover 1, that's good. Cover 2,
better than 2-bet.
Wow. I was going to be, wow, he has double bounty, but notice it's just a $2,000 buy. Very cool. I trust these kings, guys.
I've sent you a video message to you on Instagram regarding the Lifestyles Masterclass. Actually, 2 people have just dropped out of the Lifestyles Masterclass, and I refunded the one that had already paid because I'm a lovely guy. So there's actually a couple of spots. Maybe we'll call it 1 spot because it probably takes some extra space. So if you want to reach out, email me on Charlie Carrel. Email me at charliecarrel@gmail.com. All right, we betting or checking, boys? 1 to check, 2 to bet. I'm probably c-betting small. Check seems completely fine as well. The problem with you don't get value from like 7s and 8s too much, but maybe a big bets than you do. So, all right, check call and check fold. fucking turn seems completely good. I might do this instead actually if c-betting small. Yeah, I think I would check call to check fold most times and check call this one obviously. Alright, so we've been check call. Fucking juiciest river in the deck apart from a club. Oof. Yikes. Alright guys, let's guess what hands, and don't just list bluffs or don't just list value bets, but like what kind of hands do you think we expect our beautiful player here? Oh no. Oh fuck. What have I done? Oh my goodness. What have I done? I'm the worst.
10-7 suited.
Oh no, I've slipped.
10-7 suited.
I think we're probably likely to see a lot of 10-7 of clubs. I think 10-7 of clubs is the most likely hand. What the fuck is he flatting 10-7 of clubs for, the prick? Jesus Christ, Lex, how are we not more angry about this? What the fuck is this? I can't believe I just slipped that. I mean, that's more of a punt than calling kings on the... No, I'm kidding. Kings here is obviously, like, theoretically 100% a call. Theoretically, this is like slam dunk, throw your chips in the middle, nothing you can do about it. Exploitatively... Yeah, I'm just calling. Nothing you can do. Every now and again, he's just fucking value betting pocket sixes, you know. I think we're blocking all the fucking clubs, which is pretty relevant considering he's flatted pre there. But you do run into a flush a lot.
10-7 suited. Great river, by the way. Very happy that I hit the king on the river.
I would say he didn't take that as well as before, but keep battling them. He took off the snowman outfit. Shit's getting serious. Alright, we're always calling. We called pre-flop, if anyone's curious. Always calling flop. Never folding at any point in this hand, so whatever. Question is whether to call or whether to shove. And I think it's close, either way. Nice. Check river. No, check river.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
What a check.
Okay, I'm with all due respect to Lex, you can't consider betting that. You're not allowed to bet that. That's not even close to a bet. You know, good job on not betting, but it's not like a let's fucking go out and bet. Yeah, that's not even close.
Oh my god, what a check. What a fucking check. Alright, nice. We got a really good...
I think Pawn Diddy checking that river theoretically makes a lot of sense. Exploitatively, probably just shove it. The problem with checking as well is that people are now doing this thing where if you're Lex, he would bet like 14,500 and then would fold to a fucking shove. You know, or like he'd bet like 13,500 or whatever and fold to a shove. So he doesn't actually get Lex's bounty if he check calls or check shoves or whatever. But if he shoves, then he does get Lex's bounty against the King X. And I think a bounty tournament, you just got to be shoving the King Queen. Lex's hand played itself. Definitely can't consider shoving the river after it goes bet into two people on the flop on this board.
Alright, nice. We got a really good opportunity to...
I like Lex's attitude here when he's saying, nice, getting a good opportunity. You know, some people are scared when they're in the big blinds with ace 3 offsuit playing a pretty high buy-in for them. But, you know, he knows that it's a high equity spot. Good chance to double up. We'll take it. Hold it. Hold it. Oh, I guess we rebet. Nice.
4 wasn't even out. What a rough fucking show.
Fuck GTO would be the best way to get in touch with you, mail, Insta. Depends what you're talking about. But Instagram DMs are very, very open. Twitter DMs are very, very open.
$2,000.
Alright, always shoving this. Weissenfish. Dude, Weissenfish, if I'm getting the guy correct, is he this small Italian guy? I think it's this guy. I used to battle him fucking all the time, playing high stakes tournaments back in the day, probably like 7-8 years ago. We'd play 500 Zoom sometimes, 1KNL Zoom, and then we'd also play high stakes tournaments online all the fucking time. He was crazy, I was crazy. We played some mad hands, and then I bump into him in the Vic Casino. And if it's the same guy, I think it's the same guy. And he's this like small, super cheerful guy, like super, super happy guy. And we play some ludicrous hands. I get the better of him just in terms of results. He managed to make a huge fold against me in a really, really impressive spot. And it was fucking wild. We're just drinking all night, playing high stakes. It's so wild sometimes when you meet the people you've been battling and they're just like this super cute person. You're like, oh my god, I thought you were just like this fucking... I thought you had talons. Jesus, vice and bounty hunting. I wouldn't do that. But I can understand the thought process, especially early on in the tournament. Nice. Hold it. Nice.
Fucking quads again. 3 times squads in 5 minutes. Yeah, suck it. Nice.
Yeah, I'd probably only go with 8s there.
Okay, so we're in the 2K. We have 20 big blinds. We're struggling a bit, but we're playing this tournament for free, which is nice. So that's good.
Playing it for free.
20 big blinds deep.
Alright. We've defended King 8 suited 20 BB deep against a very good player who I used to have labeled as a fish, but now I understand is a very good player. And we got a big C-bet. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? And why? Hi, Charlie. It was crazy to see you throw around and lose 200k like it's nothing. Very surreal. For me, even $1,000 improved the quality of my life drastically. Crazy to see people just throw around so much money around like it's nothing. I will say, and I have been open about this before, but just to reiterate it. With the coin poker stuff, here's how this went down. I just refreshed it. Can you see me?
Fucking quads again.
Shush. Here's how the coin poker thing went down. I had this idea in my mind. I was like, I want to create the highest stakes stream the poker world has ever seen. And I'd been working with a couple of people who were working with coin poker, and I really liked what I was hearing. I've heard that Tony really... Gee, that's a really scary face from Lex.
Hello.
Ah, he didn't say it.
Yes, here we go. $2,000.
See if I get it again. Anyway. And I'd liked what I'd heard, and I it all kind of like pieced together in my head, and I was like, you know what? I would love to play in these high stakes streams. I have the audience. I have like the trust from the poker community, like a squeaky clean reputation. And I have the ability to play high stakes poker and to crush in these higher stakes. Now, coin poker, they have the software, they have the gambling license, or you know, whatever they have, the fucking Bitcoin gambling license. They're a legit site. They got a lot of good team behind them, and they have some good intentions for what they want to do in the poker world. And I was like, well, I think we could add 2 and 2 together and come up with 4. And so I messaged Tony G, and I was like, yo, how about we do this deal? How about I can stream these high stakes games? Because they'd also been playing the highest stakes the poker world's ever seen online. He'd been playing 10k, 20k. He'd won a $7.5 million pot. $7.5 million. He just won a fucking $2 million pot and then ends up losing like $1.2 million over the whole night. It's fucking crazy high stakes in there. Like high stakes we haven't seen since back in the day and even higher. And I was like, how have they not televised this? How have they not said anything? Like, I did a poll on my Twitter and only like 20% of people even knew they'd played a $7.5 million pot. That's crazy. Their marketing had just been atrocious. So I was like, guys, there's a hole in the market here. This has to be televised. And I can do this. Like, I'm very good and I can easily win in these high stakes games. I'm well known in the poker community. I have all of these connections. I have a very trustworthy reputation. And coin poker's reputation just wasn't so good. And for various reasons, but I think first and foremost because it's coin and people hear crypto and they automatically think scam. And fair enough, a lot of people are scams, but I know that this site is completely legit. I've been connecting with the CEO a lot. He's like a poker stars guy, like proper down to earth, pragmatic guy, like a fucking definitely like the most legit guy you've ever met in your life. He's called Matt. And there's nothing illegitimate about the site, but loads of people thought it was, including a lot of the high stakes community. If anything proves it's fucking legit, by the way, Tony just lost like 1.2 million the other day, just fucking punting around. One guy just fucking cleaned up, won like 4 million overnight. Fucking crazy stuff. Anyway, I lost 200k. Anyway, so I said, here's the arrangement. We eventually came up with this deal. I was like, you don't need to invest in me. We don't need to make this high production quality. Let me show you that people want to watch this. Let me show you people want to see millions of dollar pots. And then if once I've shown you that, then we can invest in it. In fact, that's where we're taking it now. And in return, what I wanted, because these stakes, like if we were to play 1k, 2k, like we did on the stream on Sunday, it's too high stakes for me. That's outside of my bankroll. I can't afford to play that. So I arranged my hair to be washed. I just came out the bath. Thank you very much. So this is the cleanest hair out of fucking anyone you know right now. Cleaner hair than you. Anyway. So yeah. So what I did was ask for a staking deal from Tony. So Tony's been staking me in the games. Is still very incentivized to play against me because if he loses a pot against me, he still loses fucking half of it. But then, I get to be plus EV in the games and make him money in return for having that opportunity. I then also get to be an affiliate for a site that I really believe in. So just to be clear, when I'm losing or winning 200k, there, I only have half of my action with 0 risk. So if when I won that fucking 180k or something that one stream or something like that, I had to pay back some makeup, and then I got half of it. So I actually only got to keep like $30-something thousand of the whatever. Are you claiming that you're plus EV in the last 200k PLO game? No, I'm not. Tony just told me to play that, and I was like, fuck it, why not? So sometimes in life you got to think, is it funny? And then if it's funny, you just fucking go for it. Anyway, so. I just wanted to clear that up in case there was any misconceptions. Let's look at Scary Lex laugh.
In 5 minutes, yeah, suck it. Nice.
So yeah, it's 0 risk, meaning that Tony puts the money up, but then we split the profits 50-50.
Guys.
Anyway, we have a spot. Tell me what you do here. 1 to call, 2 to raise, and if you're raising, how much? Lex looks like he's about to shove. Don't know how I feel about that, but you guys let me know. Yeah, super standard staking deal. Where do I live now? In Hertfordshire. Is CoinPoker the highest stakes online, Charlie? Hell yeah. And here's what we're going to do. Guys, get your answer out in the chat. 1 to call, 2 to raise. Min raise is kind of sexy. I like min raise. I like min raise a lot more than I like shove. It says, Vuta Vano Pijnin says he would min raise. I like that a lot more than I like shove. I like min raise bluffing here a decent amount as well. But yeah, I would personally just call this. There aren't really too many bad turns. Like spades aren't too bad. Fucking 6, 7, 8 completely fine. 9, 10, jack completely fine. Queen completely fine. The only bad turn is an ace, really. So yeah, super happy with that. And then we expect Internet to keep bluffing off his stack, and he can also thin value bet fucking queens because he wants to stack a 5. So I'm probably check calling here, hoping that he's just going to keep trying to bluff us off a 5 or a 4, and fucking have at it. I think shove is a little bit too much, especially when he goes that. Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Especially when he goes that size on the flop, I feel like he's kind of just repping like fucking, yeah, like a lot of strong king X in there. He might have queens, jacks, tens, those kind of hands, but a lot of it's just very strong king X. And he might even size down with queens, jacks, tens. You never know. Any mindfulness meditation resources? What I love, and I'll recommend this to anybody that will listen, is singing Sanskrit mantras. And if you go on YouTube and type in 21-day mantra challenge or something like that, there's some people called Devi Prema. Changed my life. Changed my life a million times over getting into Sanskrit mantras. It's fucking amazing. So I'm not a big fan of the shove here. It's definitely never going to be bad. You're never folding, but you probably want to keep in his bluffs.
We got 9s, 30 bigs, 25 bigs. We have one person we cover. It's getting down to the wire, not re-entering this one anymore.
Get your answer out in the chat. What's the worst pair that you would raise here?
Or that would be silly. And we're going to shove here.
Might be fucking 8s, to be honest. Could be 8s. Seven's a good answer. Here we're always shoving. Vison's gonna find enough bluffs here. You know, he's gonna take some king jack offs and things like that. He might also have something like eights, although I'd expect eights to go bigger. And then he's gonna have some ace kings and stuff. So we're gonna find a shove him. Good hand, good hand. Nice flop. Calling out the small blind. Good play. This size, again, we have to start paying attention to their range. When he's going this size, he's not even repping pocket queens. He's repping a king or better. So there's definitely no value in raising. We're always check calling here. We definitely want to keep in some bluffs if possible. King's good and bad. You know, it makes it less likely he has us beat, which is very, very relevant. On the downside, now if he does have a king, we're in a lot worse shape than we were.
Okay.
And the river comes in 8. And the question is to check or to shove. 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 I like a check. I like a check here. I think that if we check, he's probably still just going to value shove a king. He's not risking too much. He's only risking 95k into a pot of 164, and then he gets a chance at the bounty as well. So I think I like a tank check.
This king one time. I think there's a big chance he checks ace-x clubs behind.
Oh, he means on the turn. Got it. I was like, what? Okay, he means on the turn. So yeah, always calling. And yeah, nice. And the thing is, if he shoves, I wouldn't actually be surprised if this guy finds... He's a very good player. I wouldn't be surprised if he finds a fold. Like, imagine if we shove here. What are our bluffs? Like, we just don't have any fucking bluffs. Like, what are we calling turn? We're not even calling, like, queen 10 of spades on the turn. So, if... I imagine that if you guys said shove... I think you might actually be getting a very good player to make a very good fold. At lower stakes, you can get away with shoving here because they're always going to call them king X. But I think this player, is good enough that, and a lot of these players be good enough that if Lex shoved here, he'd probably be able to get away with a fold, which would make a very interesting question. Could you start lead shoving some like weak jack X, or maybe all of your jack X as an exploit to make people fold their king X? Potentially, but you're also going to be up against a lot of flashes, so maybe not.
Cool. What a pot. Holy shit.
Ace 8 is a very good open, especially because European's short and because this guy's short as well.
8 for $500.
Nice, nice, nice.
Oh my god, nice. Holy shit. That's fucking great. Oh, this tournament.
Frank Kaki's game, he shits on me all the time. I love that guy. I don't care if he shits on me, I love him. Interesting decision if he wants to call off here. Guys, 1 in the chat to fold, 2 in the chat to call. Lex running like God. To be fair, he doesn't post all the times that he just busts a tournament in the first, fucking few orbits. Do you ever limp in playing live cash games against bad players? I limp against all players, my friends. If you're not limping sometimes, you ain't playing good poker. Limping's pimping, as they say. Yeah, I'm folding him. I don't know if there's any high stakes MTT players in the chat. I don't know what the meta is these days, but I'm pressing the old fold button. Call king queen, but I'd fold king jack. Nice. And that's why I don't win the $2,100 thrill. Also because I don't play it. King jack suited I call as well. Yeah, king jack off. I think I'd fold it.
Probably do it too.
Juicy spot. Oof. All right. So when deciding whether to bail to check, we have to first think about if we check, are we ever not stacking a hand here that we would otherwise stack from betting? Because as a bounty tournament, you really have to pay attention to that. Then we also have to be thinking, how likely is it that we stack this player if we bet versus if we check? I actually think there's a chance that Internet 930 checks behind way too many hands here if we check them. He'll probably check behind some like fucking pocket sevens, pocket fives. Would he check behind something like Jack 10? It's like fucking possible. A little bit less likely because this guy's here to stack, but it would suck to get shoved on, which actually happened. I think he might check behind some Queen Jack, Queen 10, Jack 10, especially Jack 10. So I'd go for a c-bet here. I think check actually might be a pretty big mistake.
What is this turn?
I'm curious if he thought about it. Yeah, I think not long. But I mean, Lex is a very quick thinker, so whatever. But it's not an easy decision whether to check or bet there.
Is this turn? Holy shit.
Yeah, I'm definitely not a big fan of the check on the turn. On the flop, sorry.
That's so fucked. Actually, there's more Jack X.
Alright, so actually let's see what he does first, then we'll decide. So if it's shoved, it would be very annoying. And I'm not sure about it. When he checks, let's think about ranges. And let's think about whether he would be incentivized to ever check a jack. And let's think about whether he'd be incentivized to then fold a chop if he doesn't have a jack. So, what Jack X does he have? Jack 10. King Jack of Diamonds. If he doesn't shove that pre. Queen Jack of Diamonds. Three combos of Jack 10. Queen Jack. King Jack of Diamonds. Don't think he has Ace Jack of Diamonds pre. 20k. What's the big blind? That was a big blind. 6k. No, he doesn't have Ace Jack of Diamonds pre. And then I think that might be it. I don't think he's flatting Jack 9 and Jack 9 suited. If he is flatting Jack 9 suited, I definitely want to hit the old check button. And the question is, would he shove them? And you have to ask himself, if he had a jack here, would he think that we would call off? I think he'd shove most of his Jack X, but I can just see him checking here just because it's European and he knows he has to protect his range. And now the next question is, can we get him off a chop? And we have to think how much Jack X is in our range. Jack 9. Maybe Jack 10. Ace Jack of Diamonds, those kind of hands. We have a decent amount of Jack X as well. Pocket Jacks could be in there if we're checking 8s. Yeah, it's fucking close. I'd probably hit the check button, but I think it's very, very close.
That's an idea as well, I think. Maybe that's not true.
I think I'm checking. What are you guys doing? Oh, you don't want to see the snap. King Jack off. Wow. Apparently, you can just call King Jack off out the small blind versus under the gun and button now. Good to know. I honestly didn't know. I didn't know that was the new meta. I didn't know that was the new thing. If he's got King Jack off in his range, I'm definitely fucking hitting the check button. King Jack off. Wow.
This feels so invincible.
Poker's changed since I was playing a few years ago. These like 2K tournaments, yeah, it's very good for me to be up to date on this because I still fucking coach these things. Like I'm very good at coaching the theory of poker, but the meta and how it changes like year to year, it's good for me to keep watching these things. Nice.
Okay. Everything's fine.
Juicy.
Everything's fucking fine. 1875 bounty. We knock a really good player out. And we're 2 out of 39. Alright, 2875 in bounties one. That was a dollar bounty.
I wonder if my friend's still streaming. Guys, it was my friend's first stream today. Her first, she's doing an art stream. And she's this like Aspergic girl. She's adorable. I think we should go see if she's streaming and go say hi if we can, by the way. It looks like she's not. Shame. Oh. Alright. C-bet. Cool. Love it. Always betting big on turn. Yeah, love it. Sizing, just going whatever size the king will call. A lot of like 10x of spades. I might size up a little bit. I might go like fucking 92k, something along those lines. Because king jack's never fucking folding. King 8 is never fucking folding against that size. And then we'll work out what to do on the river. One of the worst rivers in the deck. Not really because we're ever behind. We lose to ace 10 of spades. And we lose to queen jack of spades. As well as hands that were already beating us. And ace deuce of spades as well. But it's also very fucking hard to get value here. I wouldn't mind block. Shove's obviously fine. Check. It's kind of cool. But I'll probably just fucking shove. I was trying to think of something better than shove, but I don't think there is anything, honestly. Not getting snapped here is the absolute dream.
There's a ton of hands that beats ace x of spades, right? So like, think about how many
ace 8 of spades is the one you're targeting, yeah. Yeah, it's just very, very hard to get called there. Very hard to get called, but every now and again.
That long, it's too bad. It's a pretty sick tournament. We have somebody at 12, 124. I mean, is this table
defending Jack 10 against the reg? Relatively close to the bubble. I'm recovering. I love to check on the turn. Nothing to see here. On the river, the first thing that goes into my head here is, are we more likely to get a bluff or are we more likely to get a call if we value bet? And I'm probably leaning towards checking. It's like very hard to get value in both directions. There's some percent chance that he's checked behind an ace twice and now goes for a value bet on the river. There's a chance he might value bet something like kings and queens himself. There's a chance he might bluff some underpairs or some undercards, fucking 5-6s of the world. So I think I'd check it. Bet makes a lot of sense as well. Very, very hard to make a bad play in that spot. Always opening 7s near the bubble. Covering this guy. Ooh, fancy. Guys, I think there's a very, very clear answer of what to do here, but I think a lot of people get these wrong. What are you doing? What are you doing and where? What channel is your friend's art stream? Let me find it. Thanks for asking, by the way. Amy Knightley. I think because she kind of looks like Keira Knightley. I'll put the link in the channel. She does have the facial structure of Keira Knightley. Yeah, so I think the answer here is cool. I think it's actually a very, very clear call. And the reason for that is that we're about to enter into what's called a dry side pot. And I would call fucking any hand that I open here unless it's strong enough to then get it, unless it's strong enough to get it in. Or maybe something like ace queen, where I don't really want to get it in, but I also don't want to take it three-way, ace queen offsuit, especially stuff like that. But calling here, we're going to hit 270, 280k pot, and we're going to get to realize a lot of our equity because this guy has no incentive to bluff, or very, very little incentive to bluff, unless he hits some kind of showdown value. And yeah, it's a very, very good spot to just hit click, just to click call.
Play position. I can flop monsters.
Nice. Yeah, definitely betting it. It's a very interesting sizing. I don't like the sizing. I feel like you're only ever getting called by better here, and you're losing way too much against better. I think you got to go small here. I think the sizing's pretty bad. And now we just got to hold it.
GG, bro.
Maybe his thought was he just wanted to clear out any like ace jack offs and stuff like that. Could be reasonable. I'd personally be trying to fucking get value from those hands. But maybe not. Alright, we're opening with C-bet. It's good. Check and turn. Always check. Nothing to see here. Go about your way. River. Always be asking what is my opponent's range, what am I going to do about it. Barely any bluffs in his range. He might have some like fucking ace-5 spade, like ace-deuce of spades, hands like that. They decide not to 3-bet near the bubble. Definitely reasonable there. That he might turn into a bluff. But he honestly might not turn them into a bluff. So I'm always going for a value bet here. I think we have a decent amount of bluffs in our range. Like we can easily have the ace-deuce of spades. Yeah, we can have a decent amount of bluffs in from fucking like queen nines, stuff like that. Whatever else, a6. So yeah, I'm going for a big bet, hoping to get either a hero call or a call from a king. So I'm probably going like 66%. But Alexa size completely fine as well. Interesting. I think on the bubble you just want to lean towards betting here. He's going to have more check folds than often, so we'll take it. Have to bet at some point. Whether it's on the flop or the flop and the turn or just the turn or whatever. You got to bet at some point. Don't know about betting again though. Betting again seems dicey. On this turn.
God damn it.
That's the reason you don't want to bet again. Yeah. I assumed I didn't need to my email's charliecarrel@gmail.com. Yeah, I assume I don't need to explain it to you guys too much, but generally if you get a chance to check and realize your equity, maybe even get a fucking bounty in a spot where you're gonna get check shoved on a decent amount of the time. I think betting a hand with this much equity is not the one. Bet a hand like Queen Jack if you want to, you know, where it doesn't suck to get shoved on. But I'm not a big fan of that. So this went open call, I guess. 12k big blind, yeah. So open call. He check calls, check. Easy.
Oh, this is pretty rough.
There's an argument for betting as well, where you might be able to get calls from ace king, ace queen, but then also get folds from 6s through 9s. Definitely an argument for betting, but he does just have jack x and 10x such a large amount of the time. He also has flush draws though, so I could see actually going a size that 9s is going to fold.
Check, I just kind of showed that I don't have trips, right? But I don't think there's a reason to bet ace king, ace queen, etc. either, right? King queen probably, but I can have some 10x for sure.
Yeah, check. Some fit.
I can do something with my creativity, right? And then YouTube became sort of like the obvious answer. And just like grinding through that is just really fun.
I missed this then completely.
Then YouTube
checked all the way down.
Sort of like the obvious answer, just really fun.
Just bet on the river, call with a 9. Good hand. Wait, what did that? Oh, I didn't check all the way down. I wish they would show the action. Maybe you open 2.5x, 2x. What the fuck happened here? Oh, he min bet the flop. I get it. Min bet, I guess, check turn.
Create obvious ends, just really fun.
Yeah, it's good. Good hand. Alright. In these spots, I like to bet small, get them to call all their pocket pairs, get them to float all of their like Jack 10 of diamonds and stuff like that. Jack 10 of clubs, like King Queen of diamonds, whatever they want to have in there. And then I'll probably double check turn and river. And the reason for that is that we get him to bluff a lot of his floats, and we also get to value bet a lot of his ace-x, and assume the turn and river are pretty clean. We get to check raise, and also rep a pretty clean bluff. I like going for the c-bet small check line with in these kind of spots.
I think because it's the pure bubble, it's okay.
So yeah, I love checking here. I really love checking here. He is going to have a bunch of hands that are going to want to stab at some point. They might decide to check back then bluff river, which is definitely reasonable. But he's also going to value bet his ace-x too. If we check turn and then check river. So I love checking and then shoving against a bet. If it goes check, we check river, he bets. I love shoving against a bet there. It looks like we can have a ton of bluffs.
I'll do it.
Not a huge fan of this, but it's obviously not bad. We're obviously shoving river. Nice not to get snapped. Always ahead.
Good balls. Qualified. Oh, we're in money. Nice. Let's keep it on this color. I like it.
How rich is Tony G? Yeah, very, very rich is the answer. Very rich.
500 or 1K even. They just said it's the most stressful thing they've ever.
What's up, Razzie? First time chatter? Oh, yo, thanks for rating, brother. Tell me who you are. Tell me about yourself. What's up, dude? I like meeting new streamers.
Oh, please fold.
What are my bluffs in the bet, flop, check, turn, check, raise, river line? No bluffs. I have 0 bluffs in those lines. If I ever do that line against you, I'm not even joking. It's 100% value. I feel confident saying that because people always put me on bluffs anyway.
Because if one of them opens on each show,
you find out a position so hard to balance. My friends, unless you're playing ridiculously high stakes, let me look you in the eye so you really understand what I'm saying here. So you really get it. So you really feel it. Look me in the eye right now. My friend that just said the thing about balance. And anyone else that thinks stuff that like, oh, I need to balance my range, I need to protect my range, stuff like that. I need to find frequencies, I need to whatever this is. Look, I'm gonna look you in the eyes. Unless you're playing ridiculously high stakes, and I mean like at least $5,000 buy-ins plus maybe $2,000 buy-ins, $1,000 buy-ins if it's cash games online only. Anything else, anything lower, listen to me. Look me in the eyes. Get it out of your fucking skull that you're meant to balance your fucking range. It's literal insanity. It's insanity. I've played up to fucking 100k tournaments. I'm unbalanced in every spot. I mean pre-flop. I'm unbalanced. I'll raise big with ace king than I will with fucking 6-7 suited. And you know who notices these things? Fucking nobody. I tell people my strategy. I literally tell them. Nobody ever fucking adjusts. I'm 100% value in so many spots and I'm 100% bluff in so many other spots. You know who's picked them off? Fucking nobody. And if they ever do, it's like 1 out of 1,000 people. Then you just readjust if you see a hand. It's like, oh, okay, they kind of exploited me there. Shout out to Garb's NFT. Welcome to Marshall Kingdom, my friend. I guarantee if you're thinking about balancing your range, you've been taken over by this blooming mind virus. That all of these, and I'm going to say something very controversial and inflammatory here, and I don't mean it because I do come from a loving place, but I love being a little bit entertaining. All these fucking ridiculously bad online poker teachers that are telling you that you got to buy their course and look at their solver solutions because their solver solutions are the best ones because they use more sizes, less sizes, high frequencies, different ranges. Who fucking knows? It's all nonsense. It's all fucking nonsense. Play your 2 cards. What is my opponent's range? And what am I going to do to exploit that? Doesn't matter if you're balanced or not. That's just some fugazi daydream that you're having about, oh, if I had this hand in this spot, I would do this. Doesn't fucking matter. Your opponent ain't thinking like that. He ain't thinking, oh my god, has he got the right frequencies here? He's like, oh, I've got top pair, I'm going to call. I've got not top pair, I'm going to fold. That's literally how they're thinking. You don't need to worry about fucking balancing it. Just value bet against their top pair when you have a higher than top pair and fucking stop bluffing them when they do have top pair. That's it. That's fucking it. Play big hands when you have, play big pots when you have big hands. Play small pots when you have small hands, with exceptions in both directions. You'll be fucking fine. But don't fucking balance this nonsense. It's so stupid. So unfairly stupid to new people who are in poker who are listening to all of these fucking commentators on fucking Hustler Casino or whatever being like, well, actually, I think I can call him because he does have the 8 of diamonds, blocking the 7-8 of diamonds. And they're playing against some fucking whale that doesn't even know how to spell poker and is just fucking like, I'm all in. You know? And they're like, oh, I don't know, maybe this 0.3% difference with the 8 of diamonds is definitely going to navigate his decision about whether to call off with the top pair against this whale who's always bluffing. I feel so bad for so many people out there that are trying to learn poker and they just get lied to and lied to and lied to. And you know what? You know why this... I'm going to keep ranting for a little second. You know why this happens? You know why this happens? Because you guys got daddy issues. I know it sounds I know, just bear with me for a second. Just bear with me for a second. People get rejected by the dads left, right, and center from day one. Dads are so... men in general are just so emotionally closed off. People get rejected and rejected and rejected, and what we really yearn for when we're rejected by our fathers is some kind of authority figure to come down, scoop us off our feet, and tell us everything's going to be okay, son. Everything's going to be okay. So we look to daddy fucking religion. We look to daddy fucking scientism and be like, well, the data says that I can now form my opinion around just data and nothing else. And we look to daddy PO solver. And this is why people just love to be told how to do things, how to play poker, because they have fucking daddy issues. Maybe it's mommy issues, but it's mostly daddy issues. It's mostly daddy issues because people just fucking, they just want to be told what to do. And if they don't deviate from what they're told to do, then they're not going to be told off. They're not going to be sent to their room. They're not going to be told that you've been a very naughty boy. But you have to get rid of this if you want to be a poker crusher. You have to look past the daddy issues and you have to think for yourself. And this fucking balancing stuff just isn't it, man. Just isn't it. Anyway, back to Lex.
I wanted the folder to keep the shoving range wide. Come on. Oh yeah, come on.
Nice. Going to be calling any ace-x here. Bubbles just bursts, and he's going to be shoving reasonably wide. Bounty's very juicy. What?
God, what a fucking bait. Holy shit. What an insane bait.
Man, Lex takes stuff very hard. Out of all the streamers I watch, he does take stuff very, very hard. You've ran very well to get to this fucking 4.3k plus min cash. And you still have 52 bigs, 53 bigs.
Oh, what an insane bait that had. Jesus fucking Christ. That's rough. Also, it's a non-hard 6 to cut my outs.
It was a 50-50, bro. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. 50-50.
Holy shit. There is 15 people left. At 13, we make 2,600. We're good.
Why does Jungle seem quite nasty to players? Jungle has a very, very sweet heart. He's just a very emotional person and isn't very in control of his emotions. But he, honestly, hear me out. Jungle is such a lovely person. Like, deep down, he's got such a sensitive and kind, loving, internal core. And he really wants to be the best version of himself. It's just his emotions get the better of him sometimes.
2,200 now. First place is 50, 60k. Man, I'm ready for a big score. My body and mind are ready, Chad. We cover, we don't cover, we cover, we don't cover.
The question is whether to 3-bet to this size, or maybe a little bit smaller, or to 3-bet. Could even 3-bet shove to just wrap a really shitty hand. I probably like 3-betting to like 5.5 bigs. Shove would be meta. It'd be boss, but it'd probably just be bad. Yeah. Nice, nice, nice.
Yes. Okay. Okay, we're back.
So it's about Ninetales, the Pokemon, or what? He used to be my favorite Pokemon. Back when I liked Pokemon loads and also loved the concept of favorites.
2,600 plus this, that's a lot.
You can clearly tell that you never worked with a solver, but clearly not everyone is as good as you when it comes to assume ranges, and use a right solver can show you which size and can exploit each part of their range. No, my friends, that's not it. Solvers can give you good ideas. It's not going to tell you how to correctly exploit parts of their range because it doesn't know stuff. It doesn't know their ranges. And if you node lock, it doesn't work. You need to node lock every single fucking street, and even then it's just like you gotta have loads of like different sizes, but then you have to simplify it and have loads. It's very hard to get PO solver right if you want to exploit people. And the people that you're playing against aren't playing like a solver. They're not playing like a node lock solver either. They're playing like a fucking human being. So it's not giving you correct ways of exploiting human beings. It might give you correct ways of exploiting the top of the top of the top players who are also playing in these things. But also in tournaments, fucking another DJ ranch. Fucking another DJ. Also in tournaments, fucking keep sending me students that keep believing these things and could be really good, but they're only average. Also in tournaments, they're not paying attention to things like ICM, to things like edge versus field, to the fact that there might be a whale on your right who's about to gift you 300 bigs, and it's like, well, you gotta find your 3-bet bluffs in this spot. You gotta find the right frequencies to bluff on the river. It's like, no, just fucking save your chips. That guy's about to give you 200 fucking bigs. You're playing ICM, the bottom of your stack's worth more than the top of your stack, so you can't have as many bluffs in this kind of situations. There's so many things, and every single tiny variable, if you had like this fucking universal, omnipotent, omniscient solver. Every single one of these tiny variables, if you manage to input it into this great super solver, would change your solutions dramatically. And every single era of poker, people think that they worked it out. I used to be playing back in fucking 10 years ago, pre-GTO times. Nobody even knew what GTO was back then. Fucking 3 people at the fucking Ike Haxton just talking about it with his friends. That was it. Nobody played it. Nobody thought about it. Everyone thought they'd figured out poker back then. Everyone thought, okay, we're the guys that figured out poker. Then GTO came along and was like, oh, now we've actually figured out poker because the solvers told us. Now, fucking 3 years later, they think they figured it out. 3 years later, now we think we figured it out now. I guarantee in 10 years' time, we'll look at the solutions that we use today. We'll look at so many different strategies that we have and be like, oh, I can't believe we used to play like that. I can't believe we actually thought you could do that or do that. I can't believe we didn't know we could do that or that. It's evolving, it's evolving, it's evolving. Every single time, if you think you have the right answers just because a fucking solver tells you to, tells you what to do, you don't have it. You've fallen for the trap. You've fallen for the trap that every single era of humanity falls for, which is like, we've invented everything that there is to invent. Fucking every era of humanity. I've heard some people say that in our generation as well, which is fucking insane, given how many things are coming out. But all the time people just think, oh, we're the most modern, so we will obviously have the most knowledge. And then there'll be other people coming down from fucking large Twitter followings being like, well, I now have the most scientific data imaginable because I have more data than you guys. That means I'm fucking right and you guys are fucking wrong. But then in 100 years' time, a fucking 6-year-old will have more data than that guy, and the 6-year-old will probably have better answers than that guy. And another 100 fucking years' time, there'll be another fucking 6-year-old that's even smarter than the 6-year-old to them. It's fucking... Gotta have humility, you know? You gotta be able to appreciate that we just don't know. And these solvers aren't gonna give us answers. They'll give us ideas. They'll give us, like fucking solvers taught me how to lead fucking 18% when the straight comes in. I didn't know that. I didn't know you could do that. I hadn't even thought about doing that. That's fucking crazy. I was like, that's genius. I love that did that. But then sometimes the solver will do something that's like, okay, against a human, that's just not going to be good. You know, so you have to take what's good, you have to take what's worked, but you can't just fucking look at Daddy Solver and be like, please feed me answers. It's not how you exploit human beings.
So it's $8,300 already. Fucking 6 score.
Why is Duck Pot against laddering and states? You should be in it to win it.
Game on.
I don't know what that means. What I think, Chat GPT. I tried to download it the other day actually.
Makes some very crazy situations.
Oh, sorry. No, it looks fucking amazing, Chat GPT.
I have a really bad hand to ISO with, but I'll have some traps here.
The fuck happened here? Oh, it called. So good call. I like the lead a lot. Got a bit big again. Yeah. Good. You can get away with betting a lot heavier and a lot bigger in these spots when you're trying to isolate this guy's bounty, because getting this guy to fold like fucking 10-9 here is such a win. Such a win, because you know, he's got a decent amount of equity anyway, but then he's trying to steal that guy's bounty.
Boom, 750. Holy shit, nice. Alright, 6,500, what a nice number.
Oh, you can't see live chat, I see.
The big blinds here.
That's true, actually, yeah.
Oh man, I would generally be wondering if you can call this. I think it's really close. Because like, his 35 big blind range, but he's gonna...
Nah, we'll just deal with that live chat.
It's gonna be very heavy, like let's say H5 suited under pairs. There's an amazing range room, there's some wine.
Let me see what I can do about that. Chat box. Copy. Full screen. Paste. Chat box. Chat box. Chat box. Can make it transparent maybe. Properties. Theme. No. Badges, extra emotes, text color, background color. How do you make it transparent? Not sure about that. Not sure about it. Could put it over Lex's face, could put it over there. What do you think, guys? I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, and you're not allowed to do it anywhere else.
Right bottom thinks best.
Fuck. 10! Oh god.
Nice.
Shit. Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, it kind of looks annoying in there, doesn't it?
50, 11 people left, 3100 now, so this is 10k score.
How do you make it transparent? How do you make this transparent? Any streamer people out there? Properties? There's gotta be something. Box, clean. What's clean do? Try talking. Boop, boop, boop. That might be better. Okay, let's try that.
Holy fuck. Which will translate into
Charlie, would you consider helping me out 1k? No, sorry, I'm not going to read the rest of that. If you're asking me for money, it's not going to work.
Almost 4x, 8x out of anybody.
Is Lex good, or does he have enough money to hit once in a while? He's good. He's good, man.
Nice. So, I mean, the list is endless.
Yeah, I've got a good strategy of never asking anyone for money.
There's no
That's
sellout
a good
bonus
one.
to Alan on BBC.
So we raise, we see bet again. Now the question is, do you want to try and bluff him off something that isn't a king? And the answer is fucking tough. I'd probably shove, to be honest, against Graph Tackle. Graph Tackle's going to find a lot of fucking very loose calls on the turn against these sizes that he's gone. I feel like giving up's too much. Yeah. Fucking Graph Tackle, man. Wait, what happened? Sorry, I wasn't looking. Oh, we got check raised. Whoa! Oh my goodness. We got check raised by Talal Shakurchi. Three-way. Oh no, heads up. Alright, guys, what are we doing? What are we doing and why versus the check raise from Talal? Talal's a good player, by the way. He's not a fantastic player because he's also doing like a million other things. Who needs solos when you get mother's maiden name reads from off of WPT presenters? Snapcore, he's rich. Keku, all in. Guys, get your answers out in the chat. Snap Folden. If you ever watched Nick Watch TV before. I think I have, actually. I think I have. Explo fold. I'm not even sure this is an Explo fold. Charlie, would you consider helping me out? 200 million would really help set my life straight. Oh, this is an offer I can actually fucking consider. He's speaking like a real man. Remember to follow me on Twitch. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube, guys. Yeah, it'd be really helpful. I'm trying to get to 60,000 on YouTube, and I'm trying to get to 40,000 on Twitch, apparently. Looks like those are the goals that I set myself. In fact, I remember when I was about 6 years old, I looked at my grandma in the eye just before she died. And I said, Grandma, I wish I could get to 40,000 on Twitch and 60,000 on YouTube. Then I feel like my life would be made. And she looked back at me and she said, I think you'll be able to do it. And at that point, I really made my mind up that it was a deeply profound interest for me to reach 40,000 on Twitch and 60,000 on YouTube. And I'm so close. I hope that you can find the generosity in your heart to then help a brother out and get me there. I actually didn't know I was that close to 40k. That's pretty cool. So yeah, this is just a fold. This is what the kids like to call a fucking fold. In fact, it's a really big. Wait, let me try and make a point here. It's like, imagine something this big as a fold. This is like a normal fold. It's like this much of a fold. It's like this much of a fold. Lex is having none of Talar's shit though. Let's see how it goes down. Let's see how this works. Talar Shakurchi, is he taking the strong check raise line against the chip leader on a bounty tournament final table bubble? Goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious me. Lex Veldhuis. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. He's gone for the double call. Maybe I'm about to be proved drastically wrong here. But unfortunately his bluffs often are going to be centered around 9x. So that's a pretty bad river anyway, but yeah, this is bad. This is terrible. Just as I was saying, he was a great player. He just goes and fucking punts it off. Cool. Oh, he knows it was bad.
Runouts as well.
Oh, dude, you can't blame the run out. Let's get a replay on that.
Fucking runouts as well. Not sure.
Safety money, dude.
Man, the 7 is so fucking good for me. Holy shit.
It's not that
Never
good.
check raises 7x.
It's not that good, dude.
Fucked up spots.
It's not that fucked up. You just fold the flop.
River. Alright.
River's fine.
10 out of 10. Man, everything's so close. It's so fucked. 70 to 51 in bounties. That means that we have 10,300 in cash. Were we to get 9, this would be really good. I get pressured so much from the button and the small blinds. I have no full equity in with the bottom of my range. I mean, you know, I don't have any full equity with the top of my range either, but yeah. The double I'm right there. Here we go. The perfect hand.
If Graph Tech had folded here, would you guys raise or would you guys shove? And shove it, huh? Yeah, I think I'd shove as well. I was trying to find a way to like justify making it like 3.5x, but I think I just shove it. You just get called pretty wide anyway. Obviously, when he raises here, we're shoving with a ginormous Giga Daddy bounty on our head.
Did I get the heartbeat going? Oh, all in.
Hold.
That is nice. 1 out.
Hey, got his one out. Lex took it harder than this guy.
That makes such an insane difference for me.
It's like a joke when I have with Hannah sometimes, where I'm like, you know, if I fucking, let's say I fucking stub my toe, and I'm like, oh, and Hannah's like, oh my god, I feel so bad for you. I'm like, oh, poor you, man. Yeah, it sucks. All the bad things happen to you, huh? That's pretty strong.
Tens.
Alright, love a C-bet. Turn sucks. Check, check.
Holy shit.
River's fine. We can bluff this quite nicely.
Best round ever for tens.
Or not.
Ace 9. Alright.
I'd probably bluff it.
Maybe I'm just bad. I just don't have no fucking clue. But
Pulling ace 9 on the flop against, what size was it? 1.5. Seems fine.
holy shit. Blue. But I just
Ooh, that might be a fold. 8-9 there. No, sorry, the raise is small, and I thought it's a call. It's a call. For some reason, I thought it was a big raise. Double gut shot. Ooh, spicy. So this guy is going to be betting pretty much all of his value hands, like fucking ace 10, king 10 or better. So we have the best hand a lot of the time. A lot of the time. There's going to be a lot of hands with showdown value. Some 10x potentially. Some pocket 7s, pocket 6s. Some give ups also could be in there. Probably bet. Probably bet. Get some protection against, I don't know if he's ever checking some fucking other stuff. Like fucking ace jack. Maybe not actually. Maybe there's not that much to protect from. This feels not great, but cool. And then check.
That's a great card for me.
10 is a fantastic card.
Insanely good card for me.
He's very right. Guess I was wrong about him checking jacks on the flop. I think that was bad check with jacks, but fair enough.
Man, come on, man. Oh man, so many situations where he just checks back, I win, or that's, you know, I have equity. Man, this is so frustrating.
Charlie, can we play chess? Yeah, let's play some fucking chess. 2,000 dealer, let's go boys. Let's go boys. Haven't played much recently though.
So we're now 5-handed, it's gonna be dependent. Oh god, this is horrible. Gonna be super strong, so.
Nice.
So expensive, you fucking dare.
Wow, Lex takes this so fucking hard, dude. I actually didn't know it was that intense. Somebody give him a fucking hug. That's rough. Get to play high stakes poker for a living, my friend. You're living literally everyone in your chat. You're living their dream, and almost everyone in the chat. It's fucking what a dream life. To take stuff that hard, I think it's probably needs a little bit of reshaping of the old mental structures. Happy, cool. Hold it. The video isn't ending yet, so it's holding. Nice.
Nice.
Nice. Right.
I have to bet it.
Obviously,
I
betting
will always bet this flop. I
bet.
think if I check, I pretty much tell like, oh, I have something really, really fucking strong.
Yeah.
I have to do it.
Yeah, you gotta bet.
Right?
Yeah.
It's also gonna miss a lot. Okay,
check turn. We'll block all of his continues. Yes! Yes, son!
Okay, so now I play it like I don't have anything, right? Like if I check the flop, I just feel like...
Pro shove. Pro shove it. Oh, nice. Let's go. Holy shit.
Oh my god.
Oh my word.
Shit, that's so lucky.
Look at him being all balanced. Look how happy you are with aces when he checks back the turn there.
Holy fuck.
Graph tech with the ultimate balanced.
Oh, all in. Okay, holds. Now we have final table. Nice. Okay.
Ah, dude. Why does he have to go and graphics shame me like that?
Pretty big call as well,
I gotta get a production company on my stream. Oh, guys, I've already said this a couple of times, but I'm gonna say it again. We got this thing coming out where, you know, I've been playing some high stakes poker recently. We've been playing some 20k NL, 40k NL, 60k NL, fucking 200k NL. Crazy stuff on coin poker. Real money, by the way. A lot of people saying it's not real money. I don't know what the fuck these guys are talking about. I get to withdraw that money at the end of the day, already half it. Anyway. I found a system. I've thought of a system using my genius brain to let you, sitting right there, yes, you, no, yeah, literally you, I'm talking to that specific person that can see me right now, giving you a chance to come play. You right there, to come play a $20,000 cash game buy-in on webcam, on microphone, with me, Tony G, Jungle Man, Luke Schwartz, and potentially one other person. Yeah, you! Fucking you! That's what I mean, you. Literally you. Let's put a chat box in there as well, huh? And guess how much it's going to cost you to play the 20,000... Whoa, chill out, Charlie, chill out. Guess how much it's going to cost you to play the $20,000 cash game buy-in. Let's take a few guesses. Fucking get out of my face. That's right, boys. $20,000. You pay up, fucking. I'm kidding. It's gonna cost you zero. It's gonna cost you zero. And okay, so this isn't set in stone yet, but everybody involved loves the idea. Loves the fucking idea. Coin poker. Run free rolls all week. And the cool thing about this, if it's only free rolls and it's not people actually buying in for their own money, They can run as many free rolls as they want. They can run 4 a fucking day if they want. And here's the idea. It's not set in stone. We might change details, but just let me know what you think. Give me some feedback on this idea. Everyone seems to love the idea. We're going to try and get it done by next weekend. Not this one, coming the next one. I'm doing my retreat this weekend. We run loads of free rolls. You get an accumulation of chips in these free rolls. The more you enter, the more and get through to day 2, the more chips you have on this day 2. Then on the Saturday, the day before the game, we play the last free roll. We might give people the option to buy into there. We might not. It's hard to say yet. But let's say we don't. Top prize, 20,000 USD. Now this, you say not going to lie, that sounds long. I'm sorry if you have to fucking, work your ass off for a $20,000 prize. $20,000 USD are the top prize. Everyone else goes home with nothing. And that $20,000, you have to come and play on coinpoker.com for 150 to 200 hands of no limit hold'em against me, Jungle Man, Luke Schwartz, Tony G, and whoever else comes. You only get to keep the profit. So no knitting up. We're talking big game start here. We're talking like it was in the big game. But if you keep the profit, you can win hundreds of thousands of dollars in one session. I've seen it happen. And the good thing about that for Coin Poker is that even though they're investing $20,000, they actually get, they get a lot of traffic anyway. And remember to follow this Twitch channel if you want to hear more about it. Remember to hit the notification bell on YouTube if you want to be the first one to hear about this. Fucking content creation, man. So, if you want to... The cool thing about it for Coin Poker is that they get loads of traffic. And also, if the loose cannon, and obviously we'll come up with their own fucking name, but obviously the big game already happens. It's not like it's fucking completely original idea. The guy that's playing, one of you guys that's playing with a webcam and microphone, if they win money, Coin Poker doesn't actually lose any money on the week. They don't lose any fucking money. Think about that. They get to have all of these free rolls and all of these things, and they don't even lose any fucking money on it. They just get free fucking people playing on their site. Now, the guy that's won the money and has the chance to play, he's fucking excited about it. And all of the people in the game are happy about it because now there's one of you fucking chumps sitting there with $20,000 shaking in your little boots in front of the webcam being like, oh, fuck, I've only ever played 2.5, I don't know why you're doing this with your hair. And now the game runs. Tony G's happy because the game's going to run whether he's there or not, which is fantastic for him because he's a fucking flag in the winds. You never know where he's going to be at any point, which, you fucking love it about him. He's so unpredictable. He's a content creation dream. He's a wet dream if you want fucking highlight clips on YouTube. So literally everybody is satiated. Everyone is feeling good about it. That's a win-win, win-win. 4 wins. Do you guys want to come play? And here's the cool thing about it. The even cooler thing about it. The more people we get involved, the more incentive there is for Coin Poker to put up more money in these free rolls. Eventually, it could be for $40,000. Maybe one day for $100,000. You see where I'm going with this? Do you picking up what I'm putting down? You liking what I'm doing here? I think it works. Anyway, would you guys type something in the chat? Type fuck yeah or yes or let's go or whatever you guys like to type in the chat if you like it, and let me know if you think you can think of a better way to do it. You're in. When do we start? Next week, hopefully. Next Monday might be the first free roll if we can get everything moving in the right direction. Pretty cool, huh? Insane opportunity. Yeah, great idea. Fuck yeah. I'm glad you guys like it. I think it's really cool. I'm really excited about it.
That's great. That's good. Somebody that we didn't cover is out. And
Pyramid ball. Yeah, pyramid scheme. Let's go.
4,400 plus this is 11,600 and we're going to go all in.
I'm always scared of having that max button there in case I misclick it. Yada yada, says Paco. If I win the first hand, can you leave? No, you got to play like 150 to 200 hands, so you just lose all of your fucking money. You'll be blinded out. Oh. Get out of here, Graph Tackle. Get out of here.
Gee.
Get the fuck out of my game.
1300s. So 5700 now. Plus 7000s. 13.
Man, that Queen 8 was wild, huh? Alright, GG.
Okay.
GG Lex. Overall, Lex played pretty well. There were a couple of really huge punts in there. He's got a very good intuition. You can tell he's been studying. But at the same time, I think that obviously he could do a little bit more studying. But yeah, this Queen 8 was... I don't know. You'd have to ask him about it. That was pretty fucking... that's pretty fucking crazy, huh? Yo... Is CoinPoker a site for elite players? No, literally anyone can play. They have $2 cash game buy-ins or something. It might be $5, I'm not sure. But fucking super small. They're going to have great bonuses and stuff like that. They already do have good bonuses. They're even going to get better. Sign up through my affiliate link by typing in the chat !CoinPoker and you'll get extra stuff like a fucking free roll. I just did a $12,000 fucking free roll. And I'm going to have more of them for any of my affiliates. So if you want to sign up through my affiliate. And I get some of your rake if you ever decide to become a paying player. And you get some free stuff in return. Isn't capitalism great when you understand incentive structures?